Hello and welcome. Welcome to my home and welcome to my safe, good space that I prepared for us today. I'm Olivia and this is Tarot and Coffee with Olivia, here to do your daily pick a card. And I'm going to shuffle our Healing the Mind and Spirit cards so that we can have a thought of the day here in the beginning. And if you haven't ever done a tarot pick a card before, it's really easy. Just follow along with the video. I put some guitar picks on top of the cards today so that you can pick a color. If that, it makes it easier than picking a card. And I am going to move that candle back. It was too tall to fit on the camera for the lighting, and so that's why it's up this way. But I feel like it'll be easier to see the cards if I move it back up this way. So that's what we are going to do. And then I'm going to go ahead and shuffle our thought of the day. A couple more times. Guys, I want you to know how much I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys carry me. You've carried me through a lot of darkness and helped me have a reason to get up every morning and do what I should be doing every day, which is preparing myself, praying, meditating, and doing a pick of the day. All right, let's see what we have. Words make a powerful impact. They're not easily forgotten. Wounds inflicted by words of anger or hate can last a very long time. Well, we all know that to be true because we've all been hurt that way, and some of us have hurt others that way. I think before I speak, this is something that I love about my partner, and it is one of the reasons we are so successful, is that she always thinks before she speaks. Sometimes the silence is deafening, and I'm like, what, in my head, because if I start talking before she has a chance to say what she's going to say, I might miss something good. Because she takes time to think, she often does say something that makes sense, wherein I'm more intent on screaming and yelling until I get my way. No, I've gotten better, but yeah, I've often had a hard time with blow ups. That's what I do. I'm fine until I'm not fine, and then suddenly, whoo, watch it. All right, so that's our thought of the day. It's about thinking before we speak. And I think what I'm going to do is give y'all a little time to go ahead and look at these colors here of the guitar picks and pick your card, and I'm going to have a sip of coffee. I do hope that you have something nice to sip on. Maybe some tea, maybe some coffee or hot cocoa, or who knows what you might have. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the card that's under the red pick. If you need more time, you can go ahead and pause the video. And here's the thing. We have the Two of Cauldrons, which is also known as the Two of Hearts. And this is obviously a couple. They are standing very close together. And while they're not sharing a cup, their arms are crossed. They're offering to one another. This is a great friendship. This could be a friendship from childhood that has continued. This could be a partnership in business even. This could be a marriage card when it is coupled with other cards. I read these individually, so if you want a more detailed reading that has a whole lot more to it, the meaty kind, you can go ahead and book with me, and I have my information linked below. But so basically what this card is saying is 2 is better than 1 today, especially in moving forward, making decisions, and actually in any aspect of your life. Call a friend, talk to your spouse. Maybe one of your best friends is your child. I have grown children, so I'm allowed to be best friends with my grown children. I have a lot of best friends, my close friends. Two is better than one. If you're making a decision, if you are, like I said, anything. If this is a person that you can talk to about anything. If you've seen this card before recently, it doesn't mean, oh, dang, I got the same card again. I need to pick another one. That's not what that means. What that means is you really need to pay attention to this card. And if you don't feel like, if you're someone who feels like I don't even have any friends, who is my best friend? That person may very well be yourself, your higher self, your future self, however you want to think about it. I made a lot of progress when I started thinking about my future self and how I could make her happy. A friend at work said something about his future self, and it got me thinking, and suddenly I was a neater, cleaner person because I was taking care of things before my future self had to take care of things. And now it's more habitual, but still being aware of that is a good thing. Also, don't discount our animal friends or our plant friends as well. They are living beings, and we do exchange energy with them. Real energy, okay? So we have to include, we really do have to include them in our our thinking about the world. I'll just leave it at that. All right, let's see what's under the blue pick. Oh, what happened to the pick? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see what's under the blue guitar pick. Guitar. Illusion. Okay, so this deck is the Tarot of the Old Path. It is based on the Rider-Waite Tarot, but it is fairly different in a lot of ways. One of the differences is this is known as the moon in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So with the moon, we think about cycles. We think about things coming back around again and again. With the moon, we also think about the dark side of the moon, which has, I kind of consider that our collective subconscious. I don't know how to say it. Basically, hidden things or things that are not necessarily known that affect us. And just remember, the moon does affect us in a big way. If you think about how the moon moves the entire ocean in creating the tides, just imagine what it does to our bodies that are mostly water. Not just women either. So this also talks about intuitive clarity. So if you have this card today, what does it mean for you? So what it means is there's some things that you may not be seeing, or some things that are affecting you that might be, see how this man is covering his face? There's some things, he may be experiencing some grief. However, he may also just be refusing to see something. And you see this person that has their arms up to the moon. They certainly don't seem to be in despair. So this card speaks a lot of emotion. In this deck, this lobster right here represents awakening or awakening consciousness. However, it also speaks to ancient knowledge, as even scientists don't know how long these guys can live, how many years. Every time they find the oldest lobster in the sea, another cycle later, here comes an older one. And so sometimes we call these creatures immortal because we don't know. We don't know how long they can live. Okay, so back to what it means for you. What it means for you is to pay attention and to be aware of what you're not aware of. How possible is that? It's just knowing that there is more than what you're seeing. And moving forward, understanding that you could have a better understanding. Oh, that seems really convoluted, doesn't it? I hope you got something out of that. Let's move it. I'm not like, okay, so what would you do? What would I do with the moon card today? Because let's see, I would just move forward with a conscious purpose, reflecting on the meaning of things, that we think we know the meaning of things, but maybe let's look at things a little bit differently, as if we're looking at them under a different light. Okay, let's see what's under the purple. The Queen of Swords. One of the words that comes to mind when I see her is uncompromising. She comes in ready to make decisions. She comes in with her sharp, sharp, sharp sword and her sharp wit, her knowledge and intelligence. She is a wise woman, and she doesn't take no for an answer. The thing is she's almost always right, so there's no need to deny her. She may be you today. Even if you're male, she's the feminine aspects of this decision maker. So, if you have this card today, as you walk through your day, I do believe that if you have choices or challenges to meet, you will meet them without blinking an eye. You will cut through the red tape like butter. If she is someone else today, she's someone that you might need to go up against, or you might need her help. You might want to ask advice of her, or you might be having to relent to her in some way or another. It's okay. It's the way it should be. Basically, if you have this card today, I would say that you have an interesting day ahead, whether she be you or someone else. I think she's fascinating. And even though she's feminine, she does seem to have a lot of masculine aspects about her. So if she is you today, go on about your day and do what you want, because what you want is usually right, okay? If she is someone you know today, don't try to fight or argue with her. You won't win. Not today. Just take it and go with it. Remember, she's almost always right. All right, so let's see what's under the yellow guitar pick. And we have the Page of Rods. And honestly, let's look at this person's face. The page is, even though he's not the Page of Cups, he's the Page of Rods, he's still very, or she, this one is a kind of a genderless card. He or she is a youth. And so we think about the strength of youth, the energy of youth, but we also think of our first love. First love. If you're someone that has experienced being in love and experienced a first love, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this card speaks about new projects, magical beginnings, and messages. Oftentimes, these people are go-betweens. They take a message from one person to another. Often a message of love, but not necessarily. So if you have this card today, and this actually is representing as a magic wand. So you have some powerful resources today, especially when it comes to being protected, being loved, being held, starting a new project, or starting anew in love. So you may be a liaison, or you may be experiencing the feelings and acts of first love again, because that does happen. In fact, I found it happening during meditation with a connection to higher self, a connection to collective unconsciousness, universe, source power, God. So even though it's a simple card, it has a lot of meaning and potential today. You have magic in your life today, and you have love. Whether this be you or someone else, it's still your card today. So today looks like a nice day. A nice day to think about or start new projects. A nice day to communicate with someone that perhaps you haven't communicated with in a while. A card that speaks of magical adventure. And that is your card. And of course, with the thought of the day, everyone, I did not blend it in with these, but we all know to think before we speak, even when we're not good at doing it. Like myself, I'm actually getting much better. I'm getting much better. I'm trying. I'm working on it. So here we are at the end. I hope you like this so far. Now's the time to give me a thumbs up if you did. If you didn't like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs down. But if you didn't like it, and you give me a thumbs down, please give me a comment as to what you didn't like about it. Because I understand it might be your card that you didn't like, but it could very well be my presentation that you didn't like, and you might have some critiquing for me. So anyway, I hope this is what you want. Do take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Don't make life-altering choices or decision made on this or any other tarot video. Pick a card, although you can get some solid information from them. But again, if you want to connect with me and get a private reading, now through December, I am giving a little bit of a discount. So give me a call, book with me. We'll figure this out and we can get you a personal private reading. And last but not least, subscribe. there's a place to do that. I think you just hit the little picture of me. Anyway, I love you guys. I really do. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time.